Hello, everybody. We have moved to a new dog walking trail. It's a nice big apartment. I got a 2-bedroom with somebody else. I only make $900 a month Social Security. That's only enough for one person to split the rent and live. So I got an old friend from way back that got together with him, and we rented an apartment together, and I can afford that with my Social Security. And see that cove of mountains over there? That's where I used to live. And now I live here. A lot flatter ground, better for somebody that suffered a stroke. I'm still walking with a little bit of trouble, but basically, and I'm talking with a little bit of trouble too, but basically, I'm still on the recovery. I got up thinking, oh, I'm just perfectly okay. I could do cartwheels and somersaults. And then I go outside and I find out that I can't do cartwheels and I can't do somersaults because I've got you can feel how crippled that you are when you're out there. You get a real taste for how crippled you are from the stroke, and you get and it's not as easy as I thought it was, but it's still, I'm able to do it. We're gonna go do a lot of discovering out here and heavy sniffing content, and she's just pulling me everywhere, which is real helpful to keeping my balance on a stroke. And we're here where there are, if you can look in the distance, other dog walkers. Either direction, there's people walking their dogs out here, so we're in the perfect place for a stroke recovery walk. And I'm doing the perfect video if I can keep it loud, but I have to keep it loud, and she's got to be pulled backwards. Okay, there we go. I'm starting to be able to pull her backwards. Anyway, after a whole day of moving, we finally got out here on a stroke recovery walk. She's feeling better. I'm feeling better. I feel safe. Once we get online here at the house on his computer. After I get online on his computer, I will hopefully be able to change the address a few places. That's the next step, and we still have several days of moving things to the new place and cleaning the old place, and we're going to be doing that this week. So this is like the only time right now that I can do a stroke recovery walk. And I don't know if I can go 10 minutes because I don't think I have 10 minutes of stuff to to say about my stroke recovery walk today. Just basically exploring the new neighborhood. And she is sniffing the new neighborhood. And it looks like this is the place to go for any kind of good dog walk that we go on. And the new hood. And now they're trimming, or they're doing their hair. Yeah. And we got a ways to go. I hear she's trying to associate with other people, or be around other people for some reason. And we're busy on our exploration of the new neighborhood. It appears that my walking is good for the 4.5 months after a stroke. The faster I can walk, the better. But with her, I kind of tend to not move both arms. I usually have an arm hanging on to the leash, and the other arm's not. And so we're attempting to explore this way, and I think 7 or 8 minutes will be good for a recovery walk, just because of all the stuff that went on today, was moving and all. Finally getting food. I'd starved for a while. Got to the point where I starved, and so much that in the morning I ate some real unhealthy food and spent heavy money feeding myself because I hadn't had a ride to the store and there was no food in the house available during the move. So I squandered a ton. And then I went to Wendy's and they wanted $9 for some burgers. And I'm like, oh, $9, you know. And so, even though I hadn't had the burger in a long time, even though that no burger was had in a long time, when it came down to paying $9, I don't want another burger for a long time. But back to fish now. I can pretty much get twice as much home-cooked catfish, maybe 3 times, than a burger could ever be. And that's really a good thing, to have enough catfish to eat catfish and broccoli is good brain food. And that brain food translates into neuron growth. Sometimes I was imagining the brain, up in the brain of all the 4.5 months from the stroke. After the stroke, it carried away all the dead brain particles. And during that time that it carried the dead brain particles away, it was causing a big stink in the brain that makes the hippocampus crank out a ton of new neurons ready to fill in the hole, and neural connections and neural plasticity going on. And like one of the neurons is trotting through the brain going, the neurons, the the axons are coming. The axons are coming. And by the end of the day, the whole brain is screwed out like a chia pet and goes into trim down mode, and sleep at night turns it into a beautiful chia pet looking haircut going on. And for the next day, when new brain growth starts again in the hippocampus and the two other areas where neurons are made.